Welcome to another presentation at the East Trade Winds, hosted by Bernie Franzgrote and Wayne Pratt. The presentation today is titled Building Tomorrow, Leadership Strategies. Our guest is Matt Hawksley from Leadogo. Do you need help solving daily challenges that keep you from growing and thriving? Matt is a leader with over 20 years of experience guiding people and teams. He is the CEO of Leadogo, a social learning network uniting a global community to support personal, social, and organizational growth. Mixing Six Sigma techniques with a people-first approach, Matt drives real change. He traveled North America to learn leading coaching and entrepreneurship methods that boost human connection and spark innovation, as shared in his upcoming book, Reinvention, The Art of Learning in the Open. Recently, Matt has used technology to improve mentorship, coaching, and collaboration for people, businesses, and universities. Holding an MBA from the University of Missouri and a Master of Management, Innovation, and Entrepreneurship from Queen's University, he applies IPEC coaching skills to help others design the life they want and spark positive change.
What we're going to talk about, a little backdrop of the setting of the current work, what it's like in work. I'll give a little explanation about myself and how I came to be here in Canada and why my passions have turned into this with coaching and really helping to maximize potential. And then how I connected with Wayne and some of the different things that we're working on here too. So the next few minutes, we'll walk through that here. Before I jump into this, a little bit about me. I'm from the United States originally. I grew up in the Philadelphia suburbs, passionate Philadelphia Eagles football fan. So I've got that degenerate sports fan mantra, while at the same time, I'm originally from the Midwest in the US in St. Louis. So I'm that nice guy mentality as well. So I came up to Canada about 5 years ago. I spent 20 plus years in supply chain and logistics, got to travel the world, lived abroad, lived in Europe for a little bit. And after a certain point, I recognized that's not exactly what I wanted to do. I was living in Chicago, running operations for the Midwest and Canada, and recognized that I wasn't really living according to my values. I could write them down on paper and say, these is what they were. But when I looked at how much time I was spending on them, it wasn't matching up. It was completely incongruent. So I decided, instead of just taking the road and the path that was known, I decided to jump ship and actually go for the dream. So for 40 days, almost biblical, I had left the company. I traveled Canada, US, 11-city tour. I just met coaches, entrepreneurs, and just went into a learning mode. Think of what was said too. When things are unknown, what do? One, you got to change your mindset. You got to be curious and you got to be bold. So I started to just learn, and it led me to Queen's University. I actually did a master's in innovation and entrepreneurship. I left what I had in Chicago and moved over to Kingston with the dream to start a business and to just continue to learn and to grow. I launched my coaching business and also focused on really just helping others. I got connected with so many different people through networking groups and also through the university contacts as well. And I started to build my business and all the things that I was doing around my values. Not necessarily just work was over here, but I began to build all of my work and all of my relationships around these specific values. So as time went on, I got to know somebody named Wayne as well. And we really vibed on a few different things. And what I'm going to talk a little bit now is how we got to the project that we're working on too. The current state of work is not always fantastic, especially with some mid to larger scale businesses as well. And on the screen, which is a little bit of a diagram around some of the three key things for a good workplace with leadership, engagement, and development. Below the bar, you see some of the poor organizations where leadership is actually the number one reason that people are resigning today. Engagement in poor organizations or poorly cultured organizations, 2/3 of the workforce is disengaged. They're not able to really connect. They don't believe in leaders, but they're also missing work and looking for something else. And then for good companies, when there's purpose, when they have direction, 75% are engaged. So the impact of culture and the people is really massive and huge in order for a successful business. But really, it starts within. It starts with that individual as well. Profits will increase for good culture, for organizations that have their people that are engaged, that have leaders that are driving change and that they can fully develop. 85% of the profits will go up as well. And then if it's not, though, you can see turnover costs are quite large. So where the world is going, PwC did a little bit of an investigation. It came out with a great white paper that breaks it down into essentially 4 quadrants: a red world, blue world, yellow world, and green world. Some of the different directions. The red world, really about innovation. We heard about AI and a few different things, but the products and services are evolving and rapidly changing. It's just the announcements of AI just the past week. It's crazy. And many of you probably saw too with Willow, Google's quantum computing chip. It's going to be sizable change over the course of the next years, next decade. But that is going to cause us to then really double down on how we're able to innovate the things that we do today. The blue world, corporate is king. Some of the large organizations, let's say Amazon, others, are continuing to get bigger, but they're also really fierce for talent. So performance is going to be rewarded, but it's also going to be very high pressure as well. Mental health, as we heard too, is one of the key things that we're working through. Consciousness as well. People need to be prepared for that competition, especially as some of the innovation changes the roles that we have. That leads that to the yellow world, where it's really that humans come first. So we're emphasizing purpose. We mentioned that when you have purpose, you're able to then become more engaged, have more likelihood of hitting your goals, and then you're able to really then leverage that emotional intelligence. And then the green world, that sustainability side of things, companies care. You're starting to see more and more of that with a big focus on how the brands are differentiating with how they care about their people, but how they care about the planet as well. So this is just a backdrop of really everything that's been happening, how the world is changing and is about to change. So focus area is really building that leadership capacity. Individuals need to really be intentional, be value driven, focused on societal norms, but then also how can they build up and leverage those talents to drive the success of the organization. Bring in then also innovation, entrepreneurship, more and more entrepreneurial thought. Organizations that had been more kind of assembly line type are not going to be bringing and shepherding talent as much if they're just going to be press these buttons. That's all going to be going away with AI and robotics. So we as humans need to be more and more entrepreneurial in our endeavors, how we can apply the new innovation and technologies to our specific day-to-day work and our lives. That leads into then that critical and systems thinking. And then also, how can we then boost in a healthy competitive nature and adapting to change, like we talked about, the curiosity, so that we can build better processes and then scale our businesses efficiently. So this lens right here with some of these different things got Wayne and I talking. We've had many great conversations. And over the course of probably about 6 to 9 months, we were getting together each week to talk through some of our thoughts and ideas that then formed into an actual project that led into a book. So our book is Freshly Brewed Coaching. So it's crafting a bold new you. Cover still in the works, but what we've really done is then taking all of that knowledge that we've gained from some of our research, some of our own personal opinions and our own coaching methodologies as well, to focus on self-leadership, also building a community. People are going to be key, as well as then action-oriented, results-focused learnings. So the book, and Wayne, I'll let you start to jump in here too and talk through some of the different things, but what the book is about is really 2 coaches, Matt and Wayne, who get to know each other and then also really come to know the town and some of the people that frequent Freshly Brewed Cafe. It's a cafe that has the everyday man and woman, and they're struggling through their specific challenges. And what happens is Wayne and Matt come together and almost in a Pygmalion or My Fair Lady type way, bring to life almost not a bet, but more or less a friendly challenge to help the people that they're encountering each and every day in the coffee shop. So the story tells a little bit of the trials and the tribulations of a few different people that are in that coffee shop. And then through a methodology of diagnosing, prescribing, and then monitoring how these average everyday people at the coffee shop are able to realize their specific dreams and then the impact that has on their organizations as well. Wayne, give you a little moment too, as well, to share some of your thoughts and the experiences too.
This is actually came out of one of my hobby horses. I am amazed how the tools in coaching are not being used by mom and pop, what I call the ham sandwich crowd, people at Tim Hortons. CEOs use them, COOs, senior sales management all use and benefit from coaching, but the guide to plant doesn't. So we actually invented this book, and it was a lot of fun. I got to be the hero of my own novel. When it comes out, we'll let you guys have the first shot to hand signed books. And it is just an honor and a privilege to work with Matt.
Likewise. And we tried to bring true to our characters as well. And even the point where maybe you might not know, but I first got to know Wayne because I did a podcast with Bernie and Wayne previously, and Wayne wanted to connect and meet up. We're both in the Kingston area, and he was trying to connect with me. I had to get my windshield replaced in my car, and then he offered to come in and pick me up and meet me. We met at McDonald's. He dropped me back off at the windshield repair shop. And after that point, we've been fast friends and learning from each other. It's just one of those things where even in today, like with the networking and everything that we do, you never know exactly how an individual is able to help you or connect with you or the joy that they bring in your life. I'm definitely appreciative to Bernie for having me on to the podcast initially, for Wayne, for all the things that we've been able to do together. And again, look forward to our 2025 release of the book and yeah, many more great things.
Unlock the full potential of networking with East Trade Winds. Are you eager to connect with our esteemed guest speaker and delve deeper into the ever-expanding universe of connections? Simply scan the QR code now and embark on a journey of endless opportunities. Join us at East Trade Winds, where we gather online every Tuesday from 8 to 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Whether you're a seasoned professional or just starting out, you're welcome to connect with us. Seize the moment, register for free, and start exploring today. Fancy sharing your insights as a guest speaker? We're looking for you. Reach out to Wayne Pratt to ignite your speaking journey. Email him at motivateyou.ca or connect with Wayne on LinkedIn. Don't wait, take action, and be a part of a global community that's shaping the future of business networking.